Hello there, I am Ty Johnston, and this is another Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition gaming session for the Unnamed Adventurers Guild. I am the Dungeon Master for this session, and right now we've got a couple of players with us, and another one expected to show up in a little while. Matthew appears to be playing Helm, and Charles, who are you playing today?
Arrows.
The mighty Arrows.
The bold and the true.
The bold and the
you
true.
have an updated picture.
Oh,
yeah.
no, that's not. Is that Arrows there?
It could be.
On there, let me pop up. I don't think
it looks more human than elvish, though.
No. Yeah, that's Bale from a different game. Let me get the right overlay up there. As far as that, there we go. That should right there. Yep, right there. That's Arrows.
I'm still seeing this. Hold on. Well, Charles, your screen kind of froze for a second, and then it went all black.
Okay. Let's see here. I'm seeing you guys fine. Let me see. Maybe I got too many applications up. Here, as far as that.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. All right.
And speaking of Rangers, for those who don't know about it, just today, Wizards of the Coast has released basically revised Ranger rules under their Unearthed Arcana articles. So it's probably worth going over to their website at some point and taking a look at that. And it does change the Ranger a fair amount. I mean, it's kind of the basics are sort of the same, but
it added a couple.
Yeah, it added
features. From what I saw on it, if you're playing like I do Arrows here, just a hunter class and whatnot, there's really nothing that's changed. But they added that Stalker. Conclave. Yeah. They call them conclaves instead of archetypes, and they made the beast, the Beastmaster, a little more exciting and enticing, and that Stalker is a little bit more that way.
Well, one thing what several people I've talked about seem to be looking over, is they did change. What's it called? The terrain. What's the terrain feature called for Rangers in 5th edition? I forget.
Oh, natural terrain.
Yeah, they changed that so that before you had to pick like one of, I don't remember, a half a dozen terrains or whatever, and now it basically just says as long as you're natural world, you get improved initiative.
I'll have to look at that a little tighter. I just glanced over it, I think yesterday or so when I downloaded it.
Yeah, you don't suffer from travel when on rugged terrain or whatever. Like, it doesn't say. Like I said, it doesn't. You no longer have to pick a specific terrain. It basically just says it's because you're in the natural world or whatever. So that would be a little iffy, I would think, if a ranger's in a city environment, or maybe if a ranger was on another plane of existence. But oh well, we're here.
The city environment would actually work well because they used to have that. They came out years ago with that urban ranger.
Yeah.
Which is more or less like the Stalker conclave to a degree, even though that's more Underdark.
Yeah, yeah, that's true too. Um, all right. Well, we're here to play, not to discuss rules. So,
Yep.
as stated on Facebook, this is an open session. We are in the city of Illumina at the Guild Hall. You guys can do whatever you want and
Well,
suffer free.
Eros will, seeing that he's got himself well again, and such that
Oh, so you did watch the last game.
slightly, but he's gotten on up. He sees that Ranger's green hat with the red feather, and he immediately says, "Where is he? Where's Claude? We have to get him."
The whale took him.
A whale took him. Where did the whale take him?
To the bottom of the Demon Sea.
Wow, we need a body. He escaped death last time when he wouldn't jump off the wagon when it went into that pool.
Yeah. Apparently there was an undercurrent.
Well, maybe there's an undercurrent with that whale or something.
Well, he was riding it when we first saw him.
See, we need a body.
Yeah, but he's long gone.
Eros won't accept in his mind that he's long gone after hearing that he was riding a whale and that he returned from that despicable pool that was supposed to take the statue of Darzanon away. So he sees that Claude has cheated death too many times for his liking. So he wants to see a corpse.
Oh. Now he has 2 memorials in the Illumina Guild Hall.
Memorial? We shouldn't give him a memorial. It's bad enough that we did the first time because it was seemingly heroic, but riding a whale coming on back, what earned him the memorial there?
I don't know. Stoic made a shield memorial, put it up in the guild hall. I have no idea.
I could see it as a trophy, but not a memorial.
I'll show Eros the thing Stoic put up in the guild hall.
Okay. Yep, there's a little green hat with a red feather in it. And it's looking a little worse for wear.
Eros will walk up to it and
it smells salty.
And say, "You are a disgrace to all Rangers, Claude." and you disgraced the elven parents that raised you. And then he'll turn around smartly and move away.
About that time, you guys hear a knock at the front door of the guild hall.
Shouldn't one of the pages answer it?
They will if you don't go answer.
Eris will go and answer. He'll bite.
You open the door, and it's a dragonborn, and he's wearing long, like purplish robes with gold trim around them, and in his left paw or hand, whatever dragonborn have, he's got a metal cup with a bunch of pencils, like rough, kind of like carpenter's pencils, and he sort of holds the cup out to you. Oh, and he's also got on like a leather shoulder bag, and he holds up the cup, And he says, "Sir, 2 pencils for a copper?"
Who are you, beggar?
"Oh, my name is Tack." Or that's what non-dragon folk call me anyway. But I am not a beggar. I am a priest. And he reaches in his little bag and he sort of pulls out like a few sheets of paper and he's like, "Can I speak to you about Our Lady and Savior Tiamat?"
Can I make a religion check?
"Sure."
In Draconic, Eros will say, "Get out of here, you evil, vile
A 5.
representative
Wait, 7.
of a less than stellar god."
No. That's all propaganda. Lies spread by Lady Tiamat's enemies. We are a religion of peace. All she wants is, for dragonkind to be on an equal footing with everyone else. Peace and love. That's what Lady Tiamat teaches us.
I've seen her peace and love. I've seen the pieces that she's left behind and the lovely smile she has as she's eaten on brave warriors.
Well, I see you carry weapons. Are you not a man of adventure?
That I may be, and I carry my weapons to protect me from the evil of Tiamat and the other evils and chaos of the world.
Oh, no. Lady Tiamat is the same way as you. She just uses her own weapons to defend herself and her kind from those who would attack. See, this is the misunderstanding. One such as yourself who believes that Lady Tiamat and all dragons are evil, or most dragons are evil. You rush in with swords first, and then Lady Tiamat has to defend herself. And really all we want is peace.
Peace or pieces?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about, but generally speaking, peace.
What's her interpretation of peace?
Getting along with everyone.
Under her will, under her desires, maybe. Not freedom.
Well, if that were the case, that's just not true. If that were the case, we would all already be slaves because the Lady Tiamat is so powerful. She is more powerful than all the other gods combined. So if what you say is true, she would have already taken over everything.
Those are lies.
But she doesn't because she loves you.
No, those are lies.
Oh, denied yet again.
Nature would never allow her to throw things so out of balance.
That may very well be true, but she doesn't want things to be out of balance.
She places them out of balance.
No, she tries to put things into balance and to bring goodness and light into the world.
Light.
It's prejudice and racism against dragons.
That's not against dragons. I have brothers that are dragonborn here in this guild, but none that spout such tripe.
What about Bahamut?
Oh, well, he's good in his own way, but he's jealous of Our Lady Tiamat. And his worshippers are jealous of Lady Tiamat and those who would believe in her. Well,
Eros will take off his bow.
And he puts away his pamphlet. His hands are up. He's like, I see.
He's not pulling it back like he's gonna shoot a arrow at him because he's not pulling an arrow. He's just since this guy's standing on the outside of the door.
Yes.
He's gonna take this his bow and the tip of the bow. He's gonna hold on to the bottom of it, and he's gonna poke the dragon born tack in the chest and say, "Leave before you cause an incident here where we have to call the city guard."
He backs up with his hands up. He's like, I'm leaving. I understand. It's a lost cause here. I will move on to your neighbors. Hopefully they are more understanding. And he will turn and walk away, and he holds up his cup, and as he's walking, he will say, 2 pencils for a copper, 2 pencils for a copper, money goes to a good cause.
Arrows will holler out, "Don't buy from him. He's evil, and he's self-serving."
Don't believe what he says. This money goes to feed homeless baby dragonborns.
Supported by who? You're out here preaching and money grubbing for Tiamat.
A few people in the crowd will kind of stop, or people who are passing by on the street. Some of them will rush off after hearing the word Tiamat, and some will kind of stop and look at the dragon like, really? Yeah, I think it's time to go get the city guard. And somebody rushes off to do that. And the Dragonborn speeds up and makes his way down the street. And I don't remember if I said he was a red Dragonborn.
Let's go help the city guard and track him, if nothing else, to keep an eye on him, so he doesn't convolute the minds of others and have more clods running around that are misguided.
I thought you wanted to try and track Claude.
I do, but this looks like it's a immediate threat to our friends and neighbors and to the city of Illumina. Someone spout such wrongful propaganda.
So you guys going after poor Tack, the Dragonborn?
He's going after him. I'm just following him.
Okay. Arrows, give me a survival roll. It doesn't have to be a real good one.
It's not going to be. Let's see here. Survival. What do I got there? I got a 10.
Actually, that is just barely enough to follow this guy. You can kind of. It's almost easy.
All I want to do is just keep him in sight. Stay back far enough so he doesn't, like stalking. Not to spook him off, but just to see where he's going. So
he doesn't seem to notice that you're tailing him.
Okay. What about the guy in heavy armor?
No, he doesn't seem to notice Helm either. But he's doing just what he was doing at the guild. He's kind of going door to door and knock, and he'll talk for a few seconds, and then 9 times out of 10, somebody sticks their head out the door and like angrily points down the road and tells him to get lost, and he goes on his way. Every so often, somebody will kind of listen to what he's got to say, but they kind of put their hands up and beg him off. But nobody's buying any pencils or wants to read from his little pamphlets that he's hanging out. And he's kind of heading into the southern part of the city, or south from the guild hall.
Okay.
And you guys have been following him for a few minutes. You've not seen any city guard yet. But from behind you, actually the way you just came, Hello, Christopher. Christopher, who are you playing today?
Believes. It says store. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're playing store today?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, you're, real quick, you're in a street not far from the guild hall, and a dragonborn in some robes goes walking by you, and the next thing you notice, you see Eros, the elven ranger, and I can't remember, does Store know him?
No, we have not.
Okay, well, you see Eros, the elven ranger, sort of coming in your direction, but he's kind of taking his time about it, like he doesn't want to be seen by somebody, but he's not out and out like hiding in shadows, and with him is a heavily armored figure. And Eros and Helm. Now go ahead.
Is he heavy like me, or is that just a chainmail?
Well, what kind of armor does Helm have on?
Splint.
Splint. So pretty good. Eros and Helm, you guys, or well, Eros, or at least recognize Store sort of coming towards you in the road ahead, and the Dragonborn just walked by him without saying anything. And not far behind you, maybe just like 60 feet, you passed a group of stalls that were on the sides of the road. People were just selling trinkets and things like that. And from that direction back behind you, you suddenly hear someone yell, "Stop, thief!"
Okay. Go ahead.
I turn around and look for a thief. Maybe who's running or stuff like that.
Give me a perception roll. I keep wanting to say spot or check.
Chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. I think that's 17 plus 23.
Okay. Out in the middle, I'll describe one of the stands has a bunch of hats on it, and they're kind of piled and stacked on front of each other. And there's a human man of dark skin and long, kind of pale robes and a little fez-like hat on, is standing out in the road in front of this hat stand, and he's waving his arms up in the air, and he's shouting, "Stop, thief! Stop, thief!" And about 30 feet further to the north of him, which would be about 80 feet from you guys, is a little short figure in leather armor, carrying a green hat in one hand, and it has a burlap sack over its head.
Can I try and dash to catch him?
Yeah, for the time being, let's go ahead and go into rounds.
Yeah, I'll find it out. 16.
19 for arrows.
What's Helm's?
12.
Store, what's your dexterity?
16. Dexterity?
Yeah.
12.
Oh. Each of you roll a d20.
Now I'm gonna use my head 20. No, 15.
Oh, what a waste of a natural 20.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Well, in order, you'll be first, just barely. Eros, you go ahead and go. You can
Well,
see his
Eros,
figure anyway.
Eros is looking at tack, and then he hears that he switches his head on back to try to see what Store has noticed. Commotion is, and he's switching back to tack.
Tack is walking up to another house and knocking on a door.
So what Eros is doing during this moment is trying to decide whether or not to stay on tack or stay on this criminal that's going. His head going back and forth.
Okay. Helm, what are you up to?
I'm dashing towards the guy with the sack on his head.
So he was 80 feet away. What's your movement?
30, so I can move 60.
Okay. You're still 20 feet away from him. Give me a perception roll.
$11.
You see a little short guy in leather armor with... It looks like he's got a burlap bag pulled over his head. And he's running away with a green hat in one hand. Store, now it's your turn.
Oh, dear. Am I closer?
No, no, you're about 80 feet away.
I'm gonna run 30 feet. Is there a stone or something I can throw?
No, you're not seeing anything at the moment.
So annoying.
That's why you need a ranged weapon.
I have a data. How long the data throw?
You're still 50 feet from him. You could try it.
How far?
50 feet.
Yeah, but the range on the data, how is that?
2060.
20, yeah.
Then I'm gonna dash and use my action surge to take the action and throw my data. So I'm 20 feet away.
Okay, so you're 20 feet away. All right, roll to hit with your dagger.
My fancy dagger. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Good. That's a good idea.
That is 24, and and I try to disarm him, non-lethal damage.
Roll for damage.
Not disarm, trap. What do you call it? Triple attack.
Okay.
That is just sprint save you need to make. My damage is D4 plus a D8. That's only 9 damage.
From a dagger, that's pretty darn good.
I roll on my D8. I only roll a 4. I want to run on my dagger. So that's not that much.
Okay, what's your DC with the trip attack that he's got to beat?
15.
Okay. He makes it, actually. You hit him in the back, and he stumbles, but he keeps on running.
And let's use my second attack and throw. What do I have on me? I have.
You got your pike. Oh, it's chained to you.
Yeah. So I cannot throw that. My fancy sword.
Okay, roll with disadvantage.
Oh my god. That is 15, but I don't know. Yeah, 15.
Actually, that will hit him.
I tried to tip attack him one more time.
Okay.
And how much is the damage from my sword?
Roll for a d6 for damage.
Yeah, that's 15.
15 points of damage.
Yeah.
You hit him again, catch him across the back of the legs, but he kind of jumps in the air and manages to avoid being tripped again.
Oh my fucking god.
And now it's his turn, and he kind of, this burlap bag kind of turns and looks over its shoulder, and you can see whomever has cut holes in the bag, holes for eyes in the bag's head. And he's kind of like, ah, them! And he takes off running at full speed. He basically dashes, so he's moves 50 more feet. He's now 70 feet ahead from the guys in front. And Eros, it's your turn now.
Seeing and hearing all this, with looking back and forth, Arrows will pull his bow.
Uh-oh.
And he will shoot at him.
Okay, roll to hit.
All right. Let's see here. He does a 18 hit.
Yes.
Okay. Is he damaged?
Yes.
All right. He'll use his Colossal Slayer. Well, 7, 14,
And
18 points of damage.
okay, he goes down, and somebody has a TV or radio on that's pretty loud. You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a TV. There's a TV or a radio or something
Yeah, it's
that's really loud.
Christopher.
Okay. Well, this figure with the burlap sack goes down, and goes down hard. In fact, does a face plant and lays there and is not moving anymore.
I'm continue running over to it.
Okay, we'll pretty much be out of rounds then.
Hmm.
It's a little short figure in leather armor with a burlap sack on its head and a green hat in one hand.
I pull off the burlap sack.
It's a familiar dwarven face of Claude.
I yell over to Arrows saying, I think we inadvertently found him.
And at this point, the dark-skinned guy in the robes will run up, and he'll kind of clap Helm on the back, and he'll say, "Oh, thank you, thank you. This thief was trying to steal one of my best hats." And he reaches down and picks up a little green felt hat, and then he goes, "Here, this is for your troubles," and he will hand you 2 copper coins.
Okay.
And then he will rush back to his hat stall, dusting off this little green hat he had. And Claude is laying there, beat up, bloodied, with an arrow in his back.
Arrows will make his way on up and try to recover his arrow?
You can.
And look at who he shot.
It's Claude, for sure.
He'll check vitals on Claude.
He is barely alive.
Okay.
He's bleeding some still, but he's barely alive. And at that point, a city guard will appear. A big burly-looking fellow with a long sword in his hip, and he'll walk up and say, "Good job, gentlemen. We've been looking for this fellow, this scoundrel."
Arrows will say,
for Claude?
Yes, we've been looking for Claude.
Arrows will say, well, we caught him stealing a hat and running away from and he'll point at the haberdashery guy in the black robes.
Okay. He'll say, "Well, I'll have to add thievery to his charges then."
Charges
and
do
he
you
kind of
still have on him?
Oh, he escaped from prison a month or so ago.
Ah.
Little sneaky guys used rats to chew a hole through a wall, and he climbed out that way. So I'll have to take him to the city jail.
Can you add leading an army of whales to destroy ships to his charge?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what to call that in the record books, but
well,
we can,
and with that, Arrows look over at Helm wanningly, like, "What are you talking about?" And I know you said he was riding whales.
Oh no, he was leading a pod of whales to destroy the hunting vessels of.
So he was. So with that, Arrows to say, well, then he was destroying Illumina's fisherman's personal property. Did he kill anybody in that extent? Because that would also be at least manslaughter, if not murder.
No, they just destroyed ships. No one was killed,
remember,
unless they didn't swim.
You remember? Well, that's still a murder.
I don't remember him saying anyone was killed.
But do you know? You remember the captain's name, so you can give the city guard the name, so that go down and question the captain for further information upon this. Arrows to say.
Ty can fill in that information because I personally don't remember the guy's name.
It was Captain Shinfizzle.
Yeah.
Okay, the guard's like, "Okay, well, I'll take off."
Just tell him we found the. Just tell the captain you're talking about the abomination. He'll know what you mean by that.
Okay. All right. Well, he picks Claude up, throws him over his shoulder, and takes off up the street with him, and disappears around a corner.
All right.
Now, what do you guys want to do?
Arrows is looking back to see if he can notice Tack.
Tack is still he's a couple of houses down now, or a couple of buildings down now, but he's still going door to door, knocking away.
I'll hand one copper each to Store and Arrows, saying, "Here."
I said fans, and I'm just gonna give it to the first 4 people I see.
There's a few around. There always are in the city.
Yeah.
That guild pay keeps getting better and better.
Arrows is going to turn to the Store and say, "Fancy meeting you here. What happened to? Where's that fancy sword and dagger that you had?"
Oh fuck! I was picking that up while
Yeah,
we were talking.
they were on the ground. The guard left them there.
Okay.
And while you guys are standing there talking, suddenly from the north comes 4 more city guards, and they're kind of jogging along, and they're carrying halberds. And they
Oh
jog
my god!
up to you 4 guys and stop and go, we recognize some of you as guild members. We heard there was some kind of trouble over in this part of town.
Oh, we were just a half-feet turned into a fugitive who was also leading a pod of whales to destroy a vessel, usual guild stuff.
We'll point over at Tack and say, that Dragonborn is harassing the citizens of Illumina with false evil propaganda.
He's trying to raise money for Tiamat.
Is he moving south along the road here?
Can't we point him out?
Oh yeah, you can point him out.
Yeah, and Eros will point towards the red Dragonborn in the robes with purple, and say he even tried to sell some substandard pencils.
Gasp! Well, gentlemen, the sergeant of these guards, he goes, gentlemen, I'm confused and I'm split on something. First, we could go over and we could handle this Dragonborn. But he's heading south into, he lowers his voice here, not quite a whisper. He goes, he's heading into Dusk Shroud territory. So I'm wondering if we should just let them take care of him.
Well, isn't it your job? Isn't it your job to protect all Illumina citizens?
What's Dust Shroud? Well, what's a Dust Shroud?
The less you know, the safer you'll be. He'll say that. The less you know, the safer you'll be. And speaking of this fugitive, where is he?
Oh, another city guard took him off.
That doesn't seem likely since we're the ones stationed in this area today. And let me see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all of us are here.
Aha, the sneaky little buzzard. He said he was taking him to the city jail.
Which way did he go?
Actually, he went north, the direction these guys came from.
Did you see a guy with a dwarf over his shoulder on your way here?
Yeah, there was a...
Yeah, that's a guy. That's the guy.
He wasn't a city guard, though. He was an elf.
Oh, what did he look like?
Well, he was like an elf. Pointy ears. He had dark hair. Had on leather armor. We stopped him and asked him why he was carrying the dwarf. He said it was a buddy of his who'd had too much to drink, and he was taking him home. So we thought.
And you didn't notice the blood running out of his back?
Hey, people get drunk and get in fights all the time.
I take off running in that direction, dashing every time.
Okay, you get up in the corner. People are... It's been a few minutes now. People are walking around the streets.
Eros will be looking, moving north and trying to look for any possible blood sign dripping if possible.
Yeah, you can give me... However you want to do either perception or investigation or wilderness, whichever one you want to do. And the guards just kind of shake their heads and go off to deal with the Dragonborn.
15.
You actually do see a little bit of drying blood, some spots here and there that seem to be going through the city.
And arrows to point off in that direction, and he'll slowly he'll slow his pace so he doesn't lose blood sign, hopefully, and he'll follow that blood sign, and he'll say, "Store, it looks like he went that way," and Helm's already ahead of him, so.
I say, okay, and are we in the Marty's place?
In the what?
The Marty's place, or?
You're actually kind of heading in that direction.
Okay. When we go in that, I'm gonna look up the redhead girl. See about she is on the Marty's place.
Okay, you guys kind of get to the market area. There's a big statue in the middle of it. You don't see your lady love there today, Stuart.
Okay, that's fine.
But she doesn't always hang out. She doesn't always hang out here.
Okay.
Eros, you can follow the blood. It gets tougher here in the market, but there seems to be a little more blood than there was earlier. And it continues north, and then it turns east down Beggar's Row. And it goes down about a block, and then it comes to a stop in front of what looks to be an apartment building of sorts.
When I walk with the elf, can I ask some of the bakers about the seeing a guy that carry cloth? I think my standing with the bakers is pretty good because I give them food wherever I can.
Well, it's Beggar's Row. Beggar's Row doesn't necessarily mean there's beggars all over the place. It's just the name of the road. There probably are some beggars here and there throughout the city. But yeah, the blood stops in front of this apartment building. There's like little steps that go up, and there's a couple of drops of blood on it.
I follow the blood.
Okay, you find the apartment door. You can see through an opening. There's like a long hallway with apartments off of the hallway, but the door you just walked up to is locked.
Can I try and break the door down?
Well, of course you can. I'll just remind you, it's for your own safety that it's broad daylight. You're on a public street, and there are people walking by.
Yes, but there's a fugitive in there.
A store gonna go 50 feet away at least.
Okay.
Are there what's the makeup of the people passing on by?
Mostly what you would call middle class, crafters, some smiths, things like that.
Are there any guards passing by?
You do not see any.
Okay. Which way did the store go for the 50 feet?
He would have had to have gone to the other side of the road.
Yeah, but did he go to the north, south, east?
Oh, he would have gone to the north side of the road.
Then I'll take up position over on the south side.
Okay, you will be by the road runs west to east. So with stores on the north side of the road, if you're on the south side of the road, you'll be next to the door, the apartment door where the blood led you to.
Okay, I want to move, but what I want to do is move down away from it.
Okay.
To try to. but on that side to try to keep an eye on in case guards come.
Okay.
To try to protect Helm and also be within range that if something does jump out at him, I can assist.
Okay.
So about about 40, 50 feet is
okay. So Helm, you're going to go ahead and try to bust through the door.
Yeah. I got a 16.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a somewhat flimsy door. You bust through it, wood shatters, splinters go flying. It's a little dark in here. Pretty much the only light in the hallway is from what comes from the door that you just kicked through. Give me either an investigation or perception roll.
Ooh, that's really good. 21.
Oh, okay. You see the trail of blood go straight down the hallway towards all the way in the back. About 100 feet away, there's some stairs on the left that go up, and the blood heads in that direction.
I yelled at Arrows, "Come on, he's upstairs." And I follow the blood up the stairs.
Arrows is saying, I'll check the back to make sure there's not a back entrance.
Okay, so you're going down an alleyway to behind the place?
Yep.
And you do find a back door back there.
Arrows will be on that corner of the alleyway in the building, looking at that back door, and he'll just be waiting to see if someone comes running on out of it.
Okay. Helm, you follow the blood up the stairs to the second level, and then it heads back towards the front of the building about 30 feet. Then the trail of blood goes to the left of where an apartment door is, and it stops there in front of that door.
Okay, I try and break open that door.
Give me another athletics roll.
Uh, 14 plus 6, 20.
Okay, you kick the door. Basically, you kick it and it slams open, and it's kind of like sort of. It's a modern term, but it's kind of a living room with a little table off to one side and a couple of chairs. And about 20 feet in front of you is a chair, and Claude is sitting there, and he is awake now, but just barely. He still looks like he's in really bad shape. There's a gag in his mouth. He's been tied to the chair, and standing over him is a blue dragonborn wearing a robe, and the dragonborn is holding a short sword, and it looks like it was talking to Claude, and then when you kicked in the door, it looks up in surprise.
I pull out my great sword and I point it at the dragonborn and say, "Why do you want him?"
The dragonborn stands up tall and reaches around and holds the short sword underneath Claude's throat and says, "He owes me money. Why do you want him?"
Because the guards want him. And I'm sure there's probably money for him.
You and the guards can have him once I'm finished with him. Once I get what's mine, then he can go on his way. And at this point, Claude's kind of like, he's trying to talk, but he can't with a gag in his mouth.
I remember hearing stories about how he owed an assassin money, and how he said he didn't have any money that he promised the assassin.
Well, he may owe lots of people money, but all I'm concerned about is he owes me money. So why don't you go along on your way and give me a little time to have a conversation with him, and then when we're done speaking and I go get what belongs to me, then you can have him.
I can't let you have him
And why not?
because he needs to be in jail.
Oh, I don't disagree about that, and I'm sure he can be in jail quite soon, but I'm not turning him over to the authorities until I get what's mine, because once that happens, I'll never get what he's owed me.
Yeah. Well, there's a difference between stopping someone who's running and torturing someone. I can't let you torture him. And
other than tying him down and gagging his mouth to get him to shut up, I've not tortured him.
if you tied him up, if you gagged his mouth, how is he going to tell you where his money is?
I would have ungagged him eventually. I had to speak with him first, and you interrupted that.
How long has this been going on since the helm went in?
Let's say 4 or 5 minutes. So it's been a little bit.
Arrows, seeing that nobody's come out that back door, will advance to the back.
Okay.
The back door there and see if it's locked.
It actually is not.
Okay. Arrows during this time frame will open up the back door and try to move stealthily.
You find yourself at the
inside looking.
Okay. You can give me a stealth roll. You find yourself at the back of the long hallway, and there are wooden stairs to your right.
It's a stealth roll of 10.
Okay. You're not being exceptionally loud, but you're not doing your elven ancestors proud, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, true. But, that is the way the dice roll.
Yeah, it happens. You stepped on a creaky floor.
I'm getting a little excited, not paying as much attention.
Yeah. I tell the guy, I'm going to give you 5 minutes with him, and after that 5 minutes, if you don't get what you want out of him, too bad, we get him. I'm gonna leave and try and see why Arrows didn't follow me in.
Okay. Are you going back downstairs?
Yeah.
You find Arrows there in the hallway. He just came in, it looks like.
Yeah. A blue dragonborn gets 5 minutes with him to try and goat money out of him. After that 5 minutes is up, then we get him. I'm basically going to go outside. Basically, it's going to be shiny because I have to go.
Go.
I have a doctor's appointment that I have to get ready for.
Okay.
So
go tell Store the situation. And
yeah, I'm gonna go across the store and inform him.
Well, good luck at your doctor's appointment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. You guys have a good game.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks for showing.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
So, Eros, are you going to wait the 5 minutes?
No. Eros is gonna go ahead, and Eros didn't agree to no 5 minutes.
I gotta run up also and help Eros.
Okay, you can catch up.
Me and Eros, we know what thoughts money talk. So we want the money, not him.
Eros is about revenge at this point.
Okay.
And the dishonor he's putting on his elven parents.
And Arrow sees Store barreling through what remains of the front door coming to him.
Okay, and well, with all that, Arrow isn't even going to try to be silent. He's just going to move on up to try to find where Claude is being interrogated.
Well, it's kind of easy because there's a door to one of the apartment rooms has been smashed open. And you can kind of see the dried trail of blood there.
Stuart gonna comment on how his friend is very nice to dogs because his 2 dogs is just smacked down. Who gonna pay that? I don't know. Not me.
I didn't do it.
But I gonna write. You know his full name? The other guy.
Helm?
Yeah, I'm gonna write a note to the guy that owned this place about it was Helm destroying the doors. So you just sell the bill there. I don't want him to have the bill on me.
Eros is going to be trying to listen to the Blue Dragonborn on what he's asking and what he's doing.
You can hear some movement in there.
Okay. Eros will try to move on into where he can get a view of both parties.
Is he trying to stay hidden?
Actually, no, not on this. He'll there again. He'll be he's going to be bold, like his little Namaker says. He's going to be bold and step on in because he has a passion against Claude.
Okay.
He's going to have his bow drawn.
It's been a few minutes now since Helm left, so what you see is, it's kind of a cheap apartment room, a table on the right with a couple of chairs, and in the middle of the room is a chair with some short pieces of cut-up rope in the middle of the chair, and on the ground in front of the chair is a big sack that looks like it's stuffed with something fairly sizable. Not necessarily the size of a human body, but almost that big. Something's in this sack, and the sack's been tied up at one end. And on the far side of the room, next to a window that shows an alleyway beyond, the window is up, and there's a human woman standing back there, and she's pulling on some clothes, and she's an older human woman. She's probably at least in her 50s. She's got long, kind of stringy gray hair, and she's pulling on clothes, and they're kind of grubby-looking street clothes.
Charles is going to shoot her.
Okay.
What? Are you shooting an old lady?
That'll be a 22.
Oh, that will definitely hit.
Yeah.
She has not been damaged before now, however, but
yeah,
she will be once this arrow hits her.
That will be 11 points of damage.
Oh, wow.
Does it stop her from going through the window?
Well, she wasn't really going through the window. She was in front of the open window while pulling clothes on. You caught her by surprise. We should probably go into initiative now.
Just shooting an old lady. Oh my God.
Arrow's had experience with a creature here. In fact, he has the creature's rapier that changes disguises quite a bit. So
old ladies
Yeah. 18 for a niche for arrows.
Okay.
4.
Okay. You surprised her arrows. It's a round begins, and it's your go again.
And how's she looking?
She winces in pain and then and kind of turns around, and she's just glaring at you with hate.
Okay, good. I know I made the right choice. He is going to shoot again. And that will be a 15.
That will hit.
And he'll use his Colossal Slayer. Let's see. 14 points of damage.
Wow. Okay.
Dead.
No.
No.
See, she ain't no normal old lady. This, in Eros' mind, he's saying this is definitely the Black Rose that's been putting these down and going after Claude when he first met her and damaged some of the guild members.
She hisses at you again, and she says, "You're going to regret that." And oh, geez. Raises a hand, and 2 blasts of magic fire forth at you, Eros.
Okay.
Let's see. Both are going to miss, actually. They fly over your shoulders and out the door.
Wow.
And
what did they look like?
Magical blasts of energy, like eldritch blasts.
Okay.
Bright, light, and basically hit the wall on the other side of the hallway behind you. And just missed Store as he was coming up, and it's now Store's go.
How far is our way?
You can be right outside the door.
Yeah, but how far is...
Oh, she'd be about 30 feet away on the other side of the room.
Yeah, I'm gonna run to her and try to attack with my pipe.
Okay.
So I'm gonna run 25 up to her.
Okay.
Because I have 10 on distance and try to attack her.
Okay. She's relatively easy to hit at the moment.
Is she outside?
No, she's inside.
Inside, but...
There's an open window behind her.
Behind her? How far behind?
Like, literally right behind her.
I'm gonna... What is the other side of the window?
On either side of it is wall. Outside, there's an alleyway that probably drops at least 20 feet. It's not a very wide alleyway, though. It's only like about 5 feet wide, so there's...
I'm gonna bulldozer.
Okay.
Through the window, if you understand.
Yeah, no, I get that. Let's see. Okay, so you're basically shoving her. You're not using magic or anything.
Nope.
I can't remember if she gets a... Okay, make an attack roll.
Yeah. I'm gonna use my last inspiration.
Okay.
A latest roll or attack roll?
Actually, athletics roll.
21.
Okay. Okay, you hit her and knock her out the window. And go ahead. Go ahead and do unarmed damage, I guess, to her.
Unarmed?
Yes.
That is just straight up 5.
D4.
No? Unarmed, if you're not trained, is 1.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I thought you might have been.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hit her and you knock her out the window, and she cries out in surprise and pain, and she falls 20 feet and takes some more damage. And she's laying in the alleyway below. Oh, gosh. And now it's the top of the turn, and Eros, it's your turn.
Eros moves to the window and shoots her again.
Shoots down. Okay. I'll even give advantage to you since you're up higher. And she's kind of sprawled out.
Okay, I like the advantage. It's a little bit higher. It's let's see here. That'd be 26 to hit.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that hits. And she's taking damage.
I'll do Colossal Slayer damage to her again. And we got ourselves, there's, okay, 11 points of damage.
Okay. It's now her turn. And she, laying on the ground where she's at, she suddenly casts a spell, and she disappears. There's like a flash of gray mist in the air, and she disappears. And Store, it would be your turn. Give me a perception roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you one. 17.
Okay, let me see if she can do this. Oh, yeah. As soon as she disappears, you hear something above you, like on the roof above you.
Fuck. Did I see any stairs go up in the top?
Yes. From where you at, there were stairs that looked like the stairs you came up looked like they continued on up towards the roof.
And if I look outside of the window, how far is it up there?
The roof's only like 10 feet above you from the window.
How far is the stairs?
Oh, they're probably about 50 feet back.
Thor gonna look down and say, "Oh fuck, crap!" and he's gonna try to climb up.
Give me a really good athletics roll.
He's trying what? Eros is thinking in his head.
20. Yeah, 20.
Okay, you're not the most graceful about it, but yeah, you are able to climb up and pull yourself up to the top. And when you do, you see her just like 5 feet away from you. She's laying there and just now like climbing to her feet and standing. It'd be the top of a round. Eros, it's your turn. You just saw what happened.
While I do that, can I throw down a rope from a backpack? It's outside my rope on the backpack.
No, you had to climb and everything.
Okay. That's fine.
Eros has seen her do that before. On the last time he encountered her and picked up her rapier. So he has kind of an idea, but not exactly. But he moves away from the window.
Okay.
He goes back to the chair
Okay.
there next to the burlap bag that's tied up, and
Mm-hmm.
it seems to be moving a little bit. And he takes the chair and he breaks it over the burlap bag's head.
Give me a roll to hit with initiative, or with advantage.
A natural 20 on the first one. The heck with the advantage.
Okay. Roll 2d6.
All right. Let's see. All right. 5.
The bag is no longer moving.
Good. That'd probably take up all his action that he can do.
Okay.
That sucker ain't getting away from me again.
Back up to the top. Store. This old human woman is going to suddenly rush at you and try to push you off the edge of the building.
As he going into my reach, så kan jeg attack before she got to me.
Yes.
Because I'm Pole Master.
Yeah, you can have an attack of opportunity on her.
Okay. 14?
That'll hit, just barely, but it hits.
Okay, I'm gonna try to trip attack her.
Okay.
That is 10. Oh, I have to roll my d10. Reroll. 8 damage. It's like my dagger. No.
Okay. You hit her and you do trip her. She goes down. And it's still her turn. So she's going to cast another spell from laying on the ground, and she disappears again.
Fuck.
And now, Store, it would be your turn. So give me another perception roll.
Oh my god. My perception is pretty good, so that's just 19.
Okay, you're kind of standing there looking around like, where is she? And then you look up, and there she is. Across the alleyway on the rooftop of the building next door.
Oh, how far is the back?
She's 30 feet away from you.
But the gap of the alleyway?
6 feet.
6 feet?
Yeah. It's not a real wide... But you're also wearing lots of heavy armor and heavy weapons. And
yeah, but the jump distance is...
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you can't do it.
I'm gonna do it. And I have to use my kite as a pole to help me, I'm pretty sure I have to jump there. There's something about your strength or something like that. I cannot remember it.
Just keep in mind, you're really close to the edge, so you would have to move away to...
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to move back and run.
Long jump. When you made a long jump, you should go. Holy. Okay. I have a strength modifier of +4. So
that's going to be a challenge.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics roll.
Yeah.
It really has less to do with the distance than it does sort of the obstacle, like the buildings.
24.
Oh, yeah, you make it. You're over there. No problem.
So I move 5 back to run, right?
No, 10.
10. Yeah, you have to move back to at least 10 and then make your jump.
Okay. So how far is I away from her?
You're still like 20 feet away from her. And Eros, it would now be your turn.
Is that my action to jump or just moving?
It's kind of both. You had to move back 10 and then move forward 10 and then jump. You might still have like... What's your movement?
30.
You could still have 10 more feet of movement. I'd give you that.
I move those up. And I don't have an action? Oh, okay. That's fine.
Your jump was your action, basically.
Okay.
Eros will go ahead and pick up the burlap sack,
Okay.
and he's going to go and head on down the stairs
Okay.
with the sack over his head.
All
with
right.
with the intent of trying to look on up and see if he can see Store up on the roof with the sack over his shoulder.
Okay. It'll take you a little while to get all the way downstairs and outside.
Yeah.
A couple of rounds at least.
But he'll keep his bow in his one hand.
Okay. Back up top. Let me see. Whoa. Back up top, it will be her turn. And she is... Come on, where is... She takes off running at full speed away from you. She's dashing. So she basically moves to the other side of the rooftop. And then she jumps over the side of the roof.
Fucking hell.
So that's about 50 feet away.
But she was still laying down, right?
No, she was standing up when you saw her.
Oh. Wow.
She cast her spell, and then when she got to the other side, she was standing up when you looked around and saw her.
Okay. I don't know. Gonna run after her, I expect.
Okay, it's 50 feet. When you get to the edge and look down, you see there's kind of like basically a fire escape. And she jumped down and fell about 10 feet, and she's now like climbing down the fire escape
Oh, I
steps.
thought she jumped to the other side.
No, she jumped down.
So I can move over there and jump down too.
You can.
I,
That'll be
I
all
would,
you can do.
I would like to jump so I fall on him.
Okay, give me a roll to hit.
I doesn't care about myself, but it's just gonna land on it. Roll to hit with what?
Unarmed.
Strength. 14 on my roll.
That'll hit her. That's enough to hit her.
Okay.
So how much unarmed damage do you do?
5. If it's just straight up, yeah.
Okay. Are you trying to hold on to her, like grapple with her, or just land on her? Yeah, you can
I would like
make
to
an
do that.
opposed strength check. Yeah. Oh, good gosh.
Only 14.
That's enough. You've landed on her and knocked her to the floor. of the fire escape, and you're on top of her, holding her. And it's her turn, and she's not doing anything. She's just laying there. She is conscious. I mean, she's looking at you with her eyes, but she's not doing anything.
Okay. It's my turn, or
It's your turn. She's not doing anything. She's just laying there.
I'm gonna yell my elf's name really loud. That must be.
Oh.
Never remember what his
Yeah.
name is. Arios?
Eros. Yeah.
Eros.
I'm gonna yell his name really high, and when I grapple her, I'm gonna pull her, what do you call it, outside of the fire escape. So I hold her outside, and I'm gonna intimidate her to show her true selves.
Oh, you're like threatening her?
Yeah.
Okay.
While I hold her outside of the fire escape.
She basically says, "Go screw yourself."
Damn, not. Oh my god. No shit. No, that's fine. Screw myself. She's still an old lady, right?
She looks like an old lady to you.
Fuck.
Kind of a heavy old lady.
I don't want to grab an old lady when people see it. It's gonna mess my reputation.
There are a few people. Well, Eros, you would have heard him yelling for you, so you can go around and to the alleyway a couple of buildings down and look up, and there he is on top of an old lady. And
I put her out the fire.
What Eros will do is say, what he'll see, and the folks in the street will see, is Eros standing there with a burlap bag on his shoulder, his bow over in his left hand, burlap bag over the shoulder with his hand on his right, and looking on up since he heard his name from his fellow compadre Store, and he'll say, "Aka! Don't let her fool you with that disguise."
Okay. I'm gonna.
And from the crowd of the people on the street, you hear somebody say, "You see what he's doing to that old lady?" And somebody's like, "Yeah, he's a pervert."
Do I hear that?
Yeah, you can hear it.
Is this redheaded girl there?
No.
I'm gonna yell, "I'm not a pervert," and I'm gonna throw her out of the fire escape.
You're going to throw her out of the fire escape?
Yeah.
He's not a pervert. He's a murderer. Okay. Give me a. Well, she's not really going to fight you, so yeah, you can just do it.
Okay.
And she will fall about 30 feet down.
Eros will say, she's an assassin. She's not a murderer.
I'm gonna throw her, and I'm gonna try to jump on her right after. 30 feet, is that far?
Yeah, that's a pretty good distance. She falls and hits the floor of the alleyway with a crunching sound, and then she's not moving anymore. You want to jump down 30 feet after her?
Nah, I don't take the fire escape.
Okay, you can do that. She's laying there not moving.
Eros will move over to her and kind of poke her with his bow to see if she's seems to be alive or not.
She's not moving.
Okay. That then Eros the searcher.
Okay. The only thing, basically just rags for the most part, and you'll find like a really bad rusted dagger. You don't find anything else on her.
Okay. He'll Arrows will take the rusty dagger, and he's going to go ahead and cut some of the rags
Okay.
and tie her up.
Okay.
Roll her. And with that, to be able to accomplish it, he's going to sling his bow back over his shoulder and drop the burlap sack down to the cobblestone road off his shoulder,
Okay.
so he can go ahead and accomplish the task that he wants while the store's coming down the fire escape.
You can do that.
When I come down, I come just the ground. It was very scary. But he needs to know he know he needs to catch the person, but he don't like it at all. He hates heights.
I know.
Yeah. Fucking annoying. Yeah, and so the old lady is dead? Kind of made a medicine yet?
I won't make you do that. No, she's also alive, but just barely. She's in real bad shape. She wouldn't be moving much.
Is there a lot of people here?
There are 8 people out in the street watching.
I'm gonna say this is not concerning you. This is still business, so go away. And I'm gonna
Trying to intimidate.
intimidate.
Arrows is going to say, just pick her up. Let's take her to the jail where I'm taking this numbskull.
She's very easy to escape, so okay.
With her hands tied, she can't do semantics,
Sometimes.
and she's her feet are tied. She's pretty well. She's pretty well, and she's not exactly lucid at the moment.
Okay. I'm gonna find some.
Gagger takes Arrows will go ahead and cut some more of the dirty old rag stuff in her mouth and gag her.
Okay, and I put her over my shoulder. No, I'm gonna tell her in the front, like I saved her.
Okay. While you guys are doing all this, you will notice that she is changing, and her form takes on, it's kind of elvish looking, except the skin is kind of dark for an elf. I mean, it's not drow, it's not dark elf dark, but it's kind of a grayish, darkish grayish color, and the hair turns white, and the eyes turn all white. I mean, there's not any irises or anything. And the body becomes sort of tallish, about like a human, average height, and very thin. But sort of, in general, there's a kind of elvish look about it. And the rags it was wearing as this old woman now are like 3 times too big for the body. And really, unless you want to investigate, it's hard to tell if it's male or female.
I'm not concerned about it.
Okay. So you guys are packing them off to the jail?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We don't have a tattoo salon here or something like that?
A tattoo?
Sure, yeah.
Are you,
Yeah, I think in Illumina there is.
Yeah, so with a permanent marker in the face.
You could do that. It wouldn't necessarily stop any magic or anything from hiding it.
Hiding it,
Yeah.
or necessarily her ability.
Yeah. Depending on how it works.
Yeah, but I just hope it transform with.
But that's meta. That's meta.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just on the way over, I just cut like small pieces in the face, so he has scars.
On the elvish-like figure?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
A bit ill.
an L?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys know the direction of the jail, and people will move out of your way, and you can get there unaccosted. And as you're coming up to the jail, there are a couple of city guards out front kind of hanging around on smoke break, and they look at you sort of with surprise, but they don't try to stop you or anything like that. And you go inside in the front of the jail. There's Sergeant Smiley, the halfling who most of you have met several times. He's sitting on a stack of books in a chair behind the desk, and he looks up as you all enter, and he's like, well, 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 what do we have here?
Well, we brought you some presents there, Sergeant Smiley. And with that, Eros will go ahead and untie the top of the bag, and he's going to pour out onto the floor in front of the desk the contents of the burlap bag.
And it turns out to be an unconscious and barely alive Claude. And Smiley will look at him and it's like, I remember that guy. What's he done now?
Well, he stole the hat, and I understand he escaped from jail, and that you still have a warrant out for his arrest for, I believe it was, murder? And a partner of mine said that he was destroying the fisherman's private property with grouping a bunch of whales together to attack the whaling ships. How are you going to keep the street lights on without whale oil?
Well, we can hold him on the whaling thing, but I don't have any warrants for him. He, last I heard in that whole murder thing, the judge found him not guilty. And as a matter of self-defense, and let him go. Unless he's killed somebody else since then.
He may have. You need to talk to the good captain down there at the whaling ships, because he may have caused, by the destroying of the ships, several of the seamen to drown.
Okay, yeah, we can hold him on that. He snaps his little halfling fingers, and a door to the back of the jail opens up, and out steps a human guard, and Smiley's like, hey, Pinko, take this guy and throw him in one of the solitary cells.
And don't forget the theft of the hat.
But
yeah, we'll have a list of charges on this guy. And so Pinko grabs him and drags Claude off into jail.
Did he also order to kill the wood?
Not yet. And he'll point to the other thing, and it's like, okay, what about this person or thing? What did they do?
I believe he killed the woodman guy. He was ordered to kill from this guy to order to kill the woodman guy that died some few weeks ago, I think.
Oh,
She's an assassin. She tried killing several guild members.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of just goes with the job, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but still, law is law, right, Smiley?
Well, yeah, technically. Yeah, we thought that guy Taurus, he's the lumber guy, we thought he died by accident. Fell on a
Nope.
table saw or something.
No, this was assassination.
Okay, assassination, plus she tried to kill several... Hey, wait a second. That's not the same assassin who tried to stab poor Fletch upstairs, is it?
I believe so.
Oh, well, yeah, she's getting locked away. Pinko, get in here. Human comes back in, and Smiley's like, take this one and put it in one of the basement cells. No light, no food, no water, no nothing till morning time, at least.
I believe she could change form, just so you know.
Well,
She's
we're gonna
great at disguise.
take it, whatever it is, and we're gonna put it in cold iron shackles. And in the morning time, when we open the cell up again, whatever is there in those cold iron shackles is still going to be in trouble, whatever it looks like.
Okay.
And Pinko reaches down, grabs it, her, she, him, and drags it off.
All right. Eros is saying, justice served.
Yeah, that's right. Justice is served. Well, thank you, gentlemen, for serving your city well.
Is there a bounty on the assassin?
Not that I know of.
I'd like to make an insight check.
Go ahead.
All Eros to say is, let the city know the great work that the Unnamed Adventurers Guild has done here today
16.
by enforcing law and protecting the citizens.
As far as you can tell, he doesn't seem to know of anything about the assassin. It's like news to him.
Okay.
At least the figure that was brought before him. Yeah. You guys have been at the jail a lot lately. Got rid of our ghost for us. I can't speak for the rest of the city guard, but we here at the jail don't have too many problems with you guys.
Well, when you're down at your favorite pub, just let it be known while you're drinking how beneficial the guild is to the citizenry.
And remember the name Store the Savior.
Store the Savior.
Yeah.
I think I can remember that. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. And remember the name Sergeant Smiley. If you ever get in trouble with the city guard, tell him to take you to Sergeant Smiley.
I would do that.
Actually, if you get in trouble with the city guard, they're supposed to bring you to me anyway, but, you know, you're at the jail and all.
By the way, there was some doors was smashed, some doors was destroyed, but I have put a note on who did that.
Were these doors that were destroyed, were they at a rich guy's house?
Normal pay house, I think.
It wasn't like a mansion or anything like that.
No.
Not worried about it.
Okay.
If I hear anything, I don't know. I'll say the dust shroud did it or something like that.
So that's fine if you destroy doors as long as it's not rich men's houses?
I wouldn't suggest going around making a habit of it, because if you make a habit of it, then we have to do something about it. But as long as it just happens every once in a blue moon or whatever, it's not that big a problem.
Okay.
Here's what's going to happen. Whoever owns the building is going to go to whatever precinct they're in. They're going to go to the local guards. They're going to file a complaint. Somebody will write the complaint down on a sheet of paper, and they'll file it away, and that's going to be the end of it, and this poor sap's going to have to buy a new door.
Okay. That's fine.
But like I said, if we start hearing of like people losing doors left and right, then we have to become involved and do something about it. And we don't want to do that.
No. Nah.
And outside the door of the jail, you hear someone say, 2 pencils for a copper.
Oh, Eros will say, I believe that's a red dragonborn out there that's trying to harass the citizens there, Sergeant Smiley, to follow this Tiamat and support it with their hard-earned coppers for
Well,
substandard pencils.
How is he harassing people? With
Knocking
substandard
on
pencils?
Yeah, I've seen carpenters use better pencils than that.
I'm gonna ask, how many pencils do you have?
How many jail cells?
No, pencils. The
Pencil.
guy with.
Oh, he had a little.
outside.
He's talking to Tack.
Oh, the Dragonborn's got a little cup full of them. There's about 20 pencils in there.
So, yeah. Have a good day, and here's the silver, and I'll take the pencils.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
Eros is going to look at him. How could you do that and support Tiamat?
And then he reaches in his
Have
little
you
bag.
lost your mind?
He reaches in his little bag he's got, and he takes out about 20 more pencils and puts them in the cup.
Okay. And I'm gonna donate the pencils to the jail.
Oh, okay. Thanks. We'll use them.
Yeah.
As far as this, Sergeant Smiley kind of comes to the front door, says, "Hey, Dragonborn, piss off." And the Dragonborn kind of looks at him, but then Tack will make his way on down the road. And
Does he? Eros is going to ask him, does he have a vendor's license or a permit to go ahead and preach within the city limits?
He probably doesn't. But here's the problem. If I go down there and harass him, then I have to start harassing all the churches around here. And every little Twinkie Dink who comes along selling something for their God or preaching about their God or wanting to talk to you about their God. And that might actually be fun for a while. But then if we start doing that, then the big churches who got lots of money, they get ticked off at us, and it all just goes downhill from there. But as long as this guy's just trying to sell pencils door to door, that's all he's doing, we'll leave him alone for now. Now, wink, wink, that doesn't mean an accident couldn't happen to him, after the sun goes down or something like that. But I don't vouch for those kind of things.
Yeah. Okay. Eros will be satisfied with all the conversation as far as that, and he'll understand the aspect of freedom.
Yeah, freedom. It's more like an aspect of Smiley doesn't want to have to get off his ass and do some work, but at least from his point of view. Oh. All right. What do you gentlemen want to do now?
Is the arena open?
The arena it's technically, the doors are open for those who work there or who are training there, but there's not like a show going on today.
Okay.
Eros will say to Stort, why don't we find that sister to the lumber mill guy and let him know that justice has been served and his murderer has been captured.
Ah, yeah, that's true. Idea.
Yeah, her name, if I can find it here.
I have it.
Adrella.
Adrella, yeah.
Yeah, Adrella Woodsman.
Woodsman, yeah.
Yeah, and surprisingly, Store has been at least outside of her apartment before.
And I'll go there again.
And you go there, and it's in a nice part of town.
Before we go there, I go to a clothes shop and buy some nice clothes to my friend, to my old friend.
For Eros, you're buying him clothes?
Yeah, because he.
Arrows to say, nah, these are that I got are fine. I don't need to impress nobody.
What about these nice shoes?
These are Elvin made right here. Top quality.
But human made is better. Everyone knows that.
Nah.
Okay.
He isn't going to buy on that.
Okay, I just.
He'll say thank you anyways.
Ah, you should have tried to put a powdered wig on him and some.
Oh no. I'm not here to impress that human woman.
I don't.
Lifetime.
I cannot find a fake beer for him, so. Yeah. That's fine.
Okay.
I just want. When I'm in the clothes shop, I'm gonna buy a nice dress then for her.
Nice or really nice?
Really nice.
Yeah.
You can get really, really nice for about 50 gold.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that then. And I want to wrap too.
They'll wrap it and they'll ask you if you want it delivered somewhere.
No, I'm gonna deliver myself.
Okay, they'll wrap it up in like a box
Right.
for you, and they'll put a bow on it.
Nice.
And these are like really, really, really nice clothes with like pearls in the built into it and little pieces of gold and stuff. Okay, you get to a fairly nice part of town. No one stops you, but you do get a few stares from people who are walking up down the streets. They're not used to seeing people in armor and
fully blade mail.
Yeah, and longbows and pikes and everything else, unless it's maybe city guard, and you're obviously not city guard. So
I'm gonna tell Alice, remember me on a coat of arms. I need that.
A coat of arms?
Yeah. I try to be
What do you
noble.
need? Actions are noble.
Yeah.
Objects aren't.
Yeah, but I need a coat of arms someday. And I just will.
He'll say, I'll remind you, but he just thinks it's foolish human stuff.
you go up to the door. I'm guessing you're going to use the knocker.
Yeah.
And a servant with a white powdered wig and hose and little buckled shoes and little frou-frou stuff in his collar and his he opens the door and it's kind of like, yes, may I help you?
I need to meet a driller, woodsman. I have this car.
Oh, okay. Well, here, he'll hand you that back, and he'll say, give me a moment to see if the lady is seeing visitors today. And what is your name?
Store the Savior.
Store the Savior, yes. And your friend?
Just my companion.
I'm just his bodyguard to make sure to keep the peasants away from him there. As far as that good sir, now go do your job.
Very well. And he'll back up and shut the door.
I cannot stop smiling because I think that's funny.
He will open the door. And he will say, the Lady Ardella is busy at the moment with her father, who has come out of retirement to take over the family business once again. However, she says she will meet you for dinner tonight if you can be here at 8 o'clock.
Hello?
Her father? Are you sure it's her father and not some other bow that she's stringing my poor friend here along?
No, I'm sure it's her father. I've known Mr. Woodsman for 30 years now.
Well, let us come on in and see him.
I just say to us, what is the time now? It's 5 or 6 or something like
Yeah, it's about 5.
that? Is that a local pub here?
A pub in this part of town?
A place to wait.
There's a cafe at the corner
Yeah.
at the end of the street,
Okay.
and then there's
What
a
about a good
tea
tavern?
shop.
Okay, let's go to the cafe then.
We want a good tavern that has a chance of having some elvish wine.
Yeah,
Not
but
human stuff.
I'm pretty sure it's a. You say if it's fine, it's so fine. Why should it not be in a nice neighborhood like this?
I don't know about wine, but I do know they had Elvish mead.
Mead. My palate is refined for wine, but
Let's go there and wait.
he'll bring his temper down, not temper, but his indignance down, and he'll follow Store's lead.
Yeah.
Okay. You come to this cafe, and there's a hanging sign out front that's got a carving of a coffee cup on it. And as you go in, you can see there's lots of young people, and they're all dressed pretty nice, actually. All the new hip young fashions. All the young men have on wigs and are wearing rapiers. Not even rapiers, like small swords, like even nothing you'd want to really enter battle with. Let me put it that way.
I'm just gonna smile whenever I see a sword like that.
And they're all sitting around sipping from little cups, either tea or coffee for the most part. And they all have like little wax tablets that they're writing stuff and paying attention to. But when you two come in, the room goes quiet and people kind of stare at you. And a young lady who's dressed very nice comes forward and she's like, yes, how may I help the two of you?
We just wanna buy some and stay here for a while.
That Arrows is saying that table in the center of the room, that'll do us just fine. And
Okay.
he'll start walking over to sit there, and he'll on his way through, he'll say, "Bring me some good Elvish wine."
She'll follow you to the table and she'll put down menus, and she's like, "Sir, we don't serve wine in this establishment. The only alcoholic beverage we have is mead."
Mead is for pansies and dwarves, but what's the difference?
Well, if you'll look at our menu and decide what you would like to eat, I can bring you a mead of your choice. We have mead made from honey, mead made from clover. We have Elvish mead, Dwarvish mead.
Arrows will just shake his head, and he'll say, he'll flip it on open, and he'll look at their teas.
Okay. And she'll say, and we can bring that mead however you want. If you want a little cream in it, we can do that. We can even put a little spices in there. Of late has been quite popular, has been our pumpkin spice cafe latte mead. You might enjoy that.
Oh, God, I feel the place.
And Eros to say, just bring me a big glass of steaming hot green tea.
Just regular old green tea.
Yeah, unless you got some honey to stir on into it that's of local growth
We
or
do.
production.
We can do that. And she turns to a store and she's like, "Sir, what may I bring you?"
I need a half-gallon meat, straight up meat.
A
He
half
needs
gallon.
a better girl.
A
He
gallon?
needs a
Yeah.
better girlfriend, Eros to say.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, stress that. I need water. I need to drink. I need water, and I just need some good food.
well,
And
we
can you
have.
say to the other customs, we don't like to be stared at. Maybe I know I'm stored to stay here, but I'm not signing any autographs.
Oh, well, I don't believe anyone was going to ask for your autograph, but if they do rush at your table and start to pester you, I will shoo them away.
Okay.
This evening we have pastries and soup. If you want something to eat,
Okay.
and I will bring rolls to your table, and I will go now to get your mead and your green tea.
And Eros will turn and look at the crowd there that's staring at him and say, "What are y'all looking at, you bunch of pansies?"
But they will all, like, as one, turn their heads away to look away, but you can still tell they're like whispering, like leaning forward and whispering to each other at their tables, that sort of thing.
I'm gonna take my
That's all
helmet
right.
off so it can recognize me.
I hurt their sensitivities.
No one is coming forward to say anything to you, Store,
Okay.
if they recognize you. But after a few minutes, the young lady before will come back, and she's got this big wooden tankard of mead that she sets down in front of Store, and
Okay.
she sets down a little wooden platter with some rolls on it, and in front of Eros, she sets down a little ceramic cup with gold around the edges of it, and inside of it is green tea. And then in front of that, she sets down 4 little jars, each one a different kind of honey.
And Eros is going to say, "I thought you were going to bring me a big cup of tea, not this little sip of it. What's this, a taste before I get the real deal?"
This is to start, and when you need more, I can bring you more. Or I can bring the pot to you and leave it here at your table, sir, if you would rather serve yourself.
"Do that," he'll say.
Very well. She'll go away and come back with a plate and the pot, and she'll set them down with a little clatter there next to you, and she'll put a little spoon on the plate next to you. Is there anything else I can help you gentlemen with?
"Does this place have any music?"
Not at the
He'll
moment.
ask.
Not at the moment.
"Why not?"
Because the manager did not hire on a musician for the night. Have not tonight.
What are you doing here for fun?
Eros,
Do you have
Eros
some
will
drinking
turn.
games?
Eros
Drinking
will turn
games?
Yeah.
to a store after asking that, and he's going to say, "What they do here for fun is they point and stare and talk about us."
Oh. Let's do that the same with them. And I'm gonna find a random guy
And
and say
Eros,
you have a big nose.
as soon as you say that, and as soon as the both of you say that, the young lady goes away from the table, and this young fop stands up, takes his hat off, and throws it down on the ground, pulls his gloves off, and walks up to Eros and says, "How dare you, sir? The likes of you shouldn't even be allowed in an establishment like this. I'm calling you out."
"You can call me out all you want, but you're not my type, You don't have the sway and the wiggle that I like. Go sit down before you get hurt and really bloody, boy.
This boy, as you called me, I am the 3-year champion and fencing champion in my school, and I could easily cut down someone like you. In fact, I may have to clip your little ears.
Hey, I'm gonna say to Eros, I like to be your champion, Eros, if I can.
We don't fight ruffians in armor.
Oh,
Ruffians.
I'm too scared.
Why? Yes,
I'm too
scared.
Perhaps you should go back to the southern part of the city where you belong.
Okay, I take my arm off. You wanna fight then?
In your underclothes?
Yeah, I'm not scared of a bitch like you.
Go buy a proper suit like a gentleman should, and get yourself a proper weapon instead of that fishing pole you carry around. And then come back and look for me.
I'm gonna push him over the table. Like a mistake. Like I'm standing up and I do like I almost fall and I'm gonna push him.
Okay, first give me a stealth roll.
Stealth?
Yes.
Eros is going to grab his green tea so it doesn't get spilled.
20.
Okay, now give me an athletics roll. Ooh, you got to do a pretty good one.
14. Did I get an opportunity attack because I'm so stealthy?
Because you're what?
Did I get an advantage because I'm so stealthy?
Stealthy.
No, you don't get advantage. You're standing up behind a table. You do kind of stand up and hit him, but he takes it. It doesn't knock him down or over the table, but he will take a step back. And it does look, even the arrows to your eyes, it does look like Store accidentally did this. It doesn't look like something he did on purpose.
Oh, okay.
But the young man still, he'll point a finger in Store's face and he'll say, "Clean yourself up, man. Go dress like a gentleman and then come back and make your threats."
I gotta take the glove and press off my armor and throw it in his face.
He'll knock it aside. Now you're just trying. That's it. We know how to deal with ruffians like this. Francisco, go get the city guard. And a guy sitting by the door will get up and run outside.
And Eros will holler on out to Francisco as he's going, "Don't stop at the city guard. Go to the top. Go to Sergeant Smiley at the jail." If you got the backbone for it.
Oh, Sergeant Smiley. So it seems you're friends with the thugs in town. That shouldn't be a surprise. And at this, a young lady will get up and kind of grab him. It's like, "Oh, sit down before they murder you." They're not going to murder anyone. The cowards.
Sorry, can I get your name, you pussy?
How did you know my name?
Yeah. But you look like a pussy, smell like a pussy, must be a pussy.
Not pussy, Poussey. My name is Fior Le Poussey.
Okay, pussy. Maybe I need to mail you to the city guard of assaulting me with your pretty words and stuff like that. Destruction.
Perhaps you shouldn't have come in here. You should have gone someplace more appropriate, like maybe the city dump.
You're funny.
Yeah, you're going to be laughing when the end of my sword is going through your chest.
Oh, that fine little bit of toothpick?
As I told you, I was a champion at my school for 3 years running.
I'm the champion of the arena. You know that, right?
That doesn't surprise me. Slaver's paradise.
As this banner's going on, Eros is going to slowly and gradually grab his bow off the chair, and in the middle, when he has his hand stuck out pointing, he's going to use the bow to slap the character's wrist. Say, you don't point those things.
Give me a roll to hit unarmed.
All right. What would that be? That would be 14.
Okay, you hit him, and he pulls his hand back. He tucks it back.
Don't point. It's impolite. Weren't you raised better, boy?
You dare strike me? That's assault.
Okay, good.
I'll have you strung up for that. Since you don't know how to fight like a gentleman.
Hey, I have a question. Why did your woman not then you strung up when you hitting her all the time?
What?
Yeah.
Just sit
I
down.
hear rumors about you, pussy.
Pussy.
Okay, pussy.
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 He's
fine. Then I'll call you Horde of the Savior.
That's fine.
I don't give him the time there, Store. His mother is an orc, and that accounts for his bad breeding and his ugly looks.
Yeah.
You dare insult my mother? My mother?
No, I don't dare insult her. Your birth did.
Yeah.
You will regret this. And he turns and walks out the door outside.
Oh, so fun. And I'm gonna yell to the lady who tried to keep him back. Don't be with him. He's so stupid. He's a pussy.
And as he's walking out the door, he says, I already regret it because I had to put up with you.
As he's walking out the door, all you see is the back of his hand as he does this.
All right. I can swallow that.
Are you pointing to the God? I didn't know you were believing, man.
And Store, the girl you were talking to, she will lean forward and say, yes, I know he's an idiot, but he's a rich idiot.
Okay. You know where he's live?
His parents have a villa just outside of town.
Okay. Nice to meet you. You seem like a nice girl.
She will smile and give a little curtsy, and she will say, thank you, Mr. Savior.
Thanks.
And she's like, I look forward to seeing you in the arena again.
Yeah, me too.
And then she and her little girlfriends will giggle, and they will start to leave. And at this, your servant lady will come back over. Oh, well, excitement. And all of our customers are leaving now, except for you two. Is there anything else you'll be needing this evening?
Some music.
My apologies, sir. We do not have any music tonight.
Store gonna bang his arm down on the table and begins to sing a drinking song.
The customers that are left, there will be several gasps, and people will basically everybody gets up and starts leaving. And your servant lady is just standing there wringing her hands, watching everyone leave. But
If you had music, you wouldn't have this.
They started leaving at the sounds of his, I guess you could call that music, that bleeding.
Well, we had to have something for entertainment.
You can
Unless
sing
you're
for us.
willing to sing for us or give us entertainment.
I'm not that kind of girl.
What is wrong with a
What
girl?
kind of girl is that?
The kind who gives gentlemen entertainment.
Oh,
Perhaps
I thought nobles' daughters learn to sing and play instruments to entertain people, but you are probably not a noble then.
No, she just has her mind in the gutter.
Yeah, okay.
they do learn such things that they introduce to one another. They don't usually introduce such things to gentlemen such as yourselves.
What do you mean by that?
By their experiences and their training in musicianship and other various talents are for other nobles. And to my knowledge, neither of you two gentlemen are of nobility.
So you say noble people train their daughters to be music whores?
No.
I don't understand that, Alice. Did you not understand like that?
They are trained in art and music and other skills for family entertainment.
Entertainment.
Yes, but not the kind of entertainment that gentlemen like you are looking for.
I'm not looking for that, but we just stay a little bit more and we're gonna leave you. It's another place for us. I have to see that.
Oh, very well. She will leave you alone at that point, unless you call for something. And all the customers have left. And every now and then somebody, like a couple, will walk through the door like they're getting ready to come in, and then they take one look at the two of you, and then they turn around and walk back out. So you pretty much have the place to yourselves, except for a few people that work there.
As that happens, Arrows will say, "Where are you going? This is supposed to be the best place around in this little area here. Are these fancy little black drinks here that they got in these tiny little cups, or don't you want some of this tea here that they put in little cups, and so you can stick your pinky up in there?"
Suddenly remembered a meeting I've got to go to.
Okay.
And no city guards show up either. So like I said, you've got the place to yourself. Time passes. It's just starting to get dark, and 8 o'clock is rolling around.
Let's go in back to the other place, my friend. This noble people is so boring. Oh my god.
As Arrows gets up, he's going to ask the waitress, "What do we owe you?"
For the tea and the drinks and the scones, 8 silver should cover it.
8 silver?
Yes.
Oh, you did 8 golds.
Yeah.
I cannot give you 8 golds.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
I don't hope it's too much trouble, but you need to... I have money. I'm not a stupid idiot that go up in my clothes to just look pretty. I go up in my clothes to protect me. So I still have money.
Besides that extra money he gave you, hire some good musicians. You won't have these problems.
Yeah. And I hope I didn't cost you too much.
Oh, no,
Uh,
no.
no, you're always welcome back.
Yes, nice to hear. I'll take you up on that offer.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna go. And what is your name? Nice girl, lady.
Madison.
Nice to meet you, Madison. But this guy, Percy, is he really a pussy?
He's actually known to be a rather accomplished fencer, um, and he's fought several duels and won them. But I don't know how he would do against a man like you with armor and big weapons and such.
Yeah,
But,
I almost killed a dragon by myself. So
but within the bounds of the upper crust in Illumina, he is known somewhat as a dangerous fellow.
okay, yeah. Keep an eye on Pussy. Yeah, I will keep that in mind.
And Arrows to chime in. I would too. He seems like a backstabbing sort. Man with no honor.
Do you have a back door? Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna wait on outside.
We do actually have a back door. It's usually just for us who work here, but I suppose you could use it.
Okay. And we're gonna use it then.
Okay, yeah, they'll let you out the back door. There's a little alleyway that goes out to the streets on either side.
And we go to the house.
Okay, you get there. It's gotten dark now. All the lights are on. The house is well lit, and there's a carriage out front hooked up to four horses, and there's a rider or a driver in there, and he's dressed up in a black suit with like a top hat on. And as you gentlemen approach, he'll kind of doff his hat to you a little bit.
I'll do the same, but I only have a helmet.
Nah. He'll say, master store and companion. He kind of stands up on top of the carriage, and he says, it's an enclosed carriage. You can't see inside of it other than because he's out front. He'll say, if you will help yourselves and climb on board, the lady is waiting for you elsewhere at the moment. She has a little surprise for you, and it should be a fine dinner and a fine night all in all.
I like to make an insight too.
Okay.
Because I thought it was at this house we need to meet.
Well, you were told to be at this house.
Arrows climb up on the carriage seat next to the driver.
Oh, good sir. You wish to ride up here with me?
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, very well. Store, what'd you get in your insight check?
24.
As far as you can tell, this guy's telling the truth.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna. So I could go inside.
Yeah, you open a door and you go inside a little carriage. There's like padded seats in there. There's even a little wet bar with some whiskey and other drinks.
Wow.
There's even ice.
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 I'm gonna
There's a
take
little
the
bucket
ice.
of ice.
I'm gonna take the ice cube, and when we drive, I open the door and try to throw in his net, my cumbrance net.
Give me a to hit roll, I guess.
Oh, that is about 18 plus something. 18 plus, I don't know. My normal hit rolls is 7, so 25, but 18 on the roll.
Eros, you feel a piece of ice in the back of your, or Suddenly the back of your neck is cold.
And Eros will say, I've been hit, assassin, assassin.
I just laugh loud. It's just an ice cube.
I feel the blood running down my back.
And the driver will take you through town. Actually, across. He'll take you from the north side of town to the southern side of town, and then crosses a western bridge technically outside of Illumina a little bit, and then he pulls up next to the river, and you can see there has been. It's almost like a little camping area, but or almost like a little a picnic area. At night, there are like torches set up atop sticks or top poles, kind of like tiki torch sort of things. So the area is lit up quite well, and there's a huge blanket has been spread out in the ground. And Store, your woman, is sitting there on the ground on the blanket, and there have been plates of food have been set out, and there are about 20 servants dressed in livery standing behind her, and there are even off to one side are half a dozen musicians with violins playing away as you guys pull up, and you can see other carriages and horses in the distance in the back. And when he pulls the carriage to a stop, he will climb down. The driver will climb down and will open the door for you, Store, and say, "Well, here we are, good sir."
I jump down there.
While he's doing that, opening the door for Store, Eros will get down and find a good hiding spot.
There's a few trees here and there if you want to get behind one or climb up in one.
Yeah.
Or you can.
Eros will climb up in one, feeling secure there for cover, and as long as he can have a good look at that blanket area and everything to cover.
Yeah, that's not a problem. And the driver, once you guys go on, the driver will climb back on the carriage, and we'll take it and the horses, about 100 yards away, back among some trees where there are other carriages at.
I can say a very nice hello to I never remember her name. Alicia?
Close enough.
Yeah. And say, nice to meet you, and I'm gonna present my gift to
Adrella, that's her name.
Yeah.
She will take it and open it up, and she will be thrilled to death. She will even give you a little kiss on the cheek, and she will say, "I have heard that the individual who killed my brother has been captured and brought to justice, and that you had something to do with that."
Yeah, I trust the person.
Well, he's not here tonight, but I will have to introduce you to Father. He came out of retirement after my brother's passing to help take over the family business once more, though he was not happy about coming out of retirement. But perhaps if I speak with Father and you met with him, maybe we could find another manager, someone else who could take over the family business.
Okay.
As a possibility. But that's business, and enough about that. Let us enjoy the night while it is. And
my bodyguard likes Elvis wine. Do you have anything here, Elvis wine?
We do have Elvish wine here.
Can you give him some? Because he's gonna be cranky if I drink it, if I'll give it him. He's like that.
She looks around and she's like, "I don't see your friend anywhere," but
in a tree.
No. She will clap her hands and servants will come forward and she will give the order to take wine to Eros. And a fellow will come over to you, Eros, and he's got a little thin glass and he's got a whole bottle. and he's dressed really nice, but he's obviously a servant, and he kind of holds him up. He's like, which one you want, bottle or glass?
Yeah, and Arrow says, "Go, psst, psst, get away, get away."
He's like, oh, okay. He'll just take the bottle, and he kind of puts it in some branches where it hangs precariously, and then he'll back away. And the music starts playing, and food is served, and she'll laugh at your jokes, and it's a good old time until suddenly there are horses crossing the bridge coming in your direction. There's about a half a dozen of them, and they pull up on the edge of the light and jump down and tie their horses off on some bushes, and it's 6 young men dressed up in the highest fashions of the day, shaking their wigs and their little floppy hats. And one of them looks familiar as he comes forward, and it is Fior Le Poussé himself.
Is
And
that
he has a hand on his sword and says, "We are not in the city anymore, ruffian," which means I can treat you like the blackguard you are. I don't have to be gentlemanly towards you. He draws out his little sword, and he says, "Now, stand up and fight like a man."
I'm gonna look at my data. Say, I can defeat him if you like, but I don't want to kill anyone on our date.
She actually looks kind of excited, and she's kind of like, "Do what you have to do."
Okay. And I'm gonna. So, what is the rule? You against me, or me against you 6 guys?
The rules are: I stab you, you die and go down. And he's going to lunge at you with his little small sword, and he misses quite badly.
Did he run against me?
Oh yeah, he ran up to you and lunged.
Can I hit him before? Because he didn't
yeah, because you've got your thing. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. I don't hit him.
You swing, and he ducks under it, and then lunges at you, and he misses you, and now we're in rounds. I will give Eros a surprise action if he wants to do anything beforehand.
Yeah, but did we get a short rest in the inn?
Do what?
Did we get a short rest in the inn when we were waiting?
Yeah, you definitely had a short rest at the end.
Okay. Just to make sure.
Arrows will be watching what's going on.
Okay.
And what are the other? You said there was 6 friends or 5 friends, 6 total.
5 friends, 6 total. The other 5 are they're kind of standing back by the horses, watching, interested.
Okay. Okay, all Arrows will do on this kind of like a surprise round will be notch his bow, and if any one of them take a step forward, he will shoot at that individual.
Okay. Store, what'd you get for initiative?
Oh yeah, I need to roll that. 7.
Okay. Well, he gets to go first.
Yeah, but he just go, right?
Yeah. He'll, well, that was kind of sort of a surprise action.
Okay, yeah.
So now he's going to try to stab you again. And does a 19 get through?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he actually does 7 points of damage to you. His little sword finds a place between where your plates meet, and he jabs it in there, so you feel a little pain. And that's just the beginning, he says. And now it's your turn.
A little toothpick you have. You're gonna see mine now, and I'm gonna try to stab him with my spear.
Okay.
Pipe. Is it? So. That is 20 to hit.
That'll hit.
I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna try to trip attack him.
Okay. Oh, he makes it. You don't knock him down, but you do damage.
Yeah. That is 20 damage.
20?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't trip him, but you just about break one of his legs as he jumps over it. It's his turn again.
No, I have an attack more.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
That is 17 to hit.
That hits.
And I'm gonna try to trip him again.
This time he goes down.
And that is 19 only.
He lays there. He does not get up.
Is he unconscious?
His eyes are closed and he's not moving.
I'm gonna oh, idiots. I'm gonna say I'm not gonna take my bandage and try to close his wounds and say to his friends, that's why you don't fight a guy who almost killed a dragon alone. And I'm gonna bandage him.
Okay. His friends will slowly come forward, and
as soon as they do, the first one,
okay,
Arrows will take a shot.
Okay.
He will place the shot right. His objective is placing the shot right in front of the foot where it's going to land.
Okay.
Stay back.
Roll like you would normally a chance to hit, but
okay. 19.
It's pretty close. It's pretty much maybe a foot in front of his foot, and
okay.
The five guys immediately all come to a stop and put their hands up and start looking around to see who shot at them. And the one in the lead looks at Store and says, look, we just want to take Fior away, and we don't have a problem with you. He did. So...
Yeah, but I just heal him I just heal him so he don't die, and you can take him.
Okay. He'll maybe wake up tomorrow with a headache, but yes, we'll...
and
maybe you should bring him to us, and we shouldn't go forward anymore.
Yeah, I can do that. And I heal him, and put him over my shoulder, and throw him out on the horse.
Okay, and they'll kind of tie him on the horse so he doesn't fall off. And then they will slowly ride away while constantly looking over their back as doing so. And once they're back across the bridge and gone, Ardella will actually kind of clap her hands and say, "Oh, what a joy! Free entertainment."
Good. And I'm gonna bow.
And she'll be like, "And the arrow from the darkness was a nice little touch too there at the end. Just added to the tension, just the right amount." But I must warn you that Fior Le Poussey is not a young man who takes defeat easily. So you might run into him again sometime.
Yeah. Hey, rivalry is a good thing if you don't die of that. You get stronger if you don't die.
That's true. Hopefully you get smarter, but I don't think Le Poussey will.
Yeah, that was a fun fight. It's like a fight half older, but not strong.
Oh, yeah. And let's see. I think that's pretty much it for this gaming session. Unless there's something, we can wrap it up. Unless there's something else you guys want to do. You have a nice Store has a nice meal that night. Eros has a nice vacation up in a tree.
With a bottle of wine.
If he bothers to reach out.
Elvis wine.
Elvish wine, and actually very nice, expensive Elvish wine.
At the end of the evening, when he comes on down the tree, he'll grab the bottle and put it in his backpack.
Okay. Nobody's going to say anything.
And walk over arrogantly to where he put his arrow in the ground and pull the arrow back out and put it in his quiver.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say to my date, it's a very nice evening tonight. I hope you can do it all the
time. She will thank you, and if you're available, she will invite you over for lunch. Not that day and the next day, but maybe the day after. And she'll try to get Father there so that you can meet with him.
Okay. I'll do that.
Okay. Well, I'll pretty much wrap it up then. I hope you guys had an okay time.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun. It's very fun.
It was fun.
A little trouble is always fun.
And you caught Claude and the assassin all in the same adventure.
Arrow's real happy because she got away from him with that darn misty step last time.
Yeah. And you was only 2 persons.
That's true. That's true. It was close. If Store had missed a hit or two, she might have been able to get away. Because she did have, or she, he, it, I keep calling her she because it appeared in female form, had an escape plan but didn't get to quite do it. And Dradit could only use Misty Step so many times.
Yep. Isn't that a shame?
That's just a shame. Too bad couldn't.
I know. Store was thinking there for a while the meanest things about Arrow shooting a little old lady.
Yeah. if that old lady was just an old lady, I'm gonna attack you. You don't have to be random people. Yeah. I thought it was an old lady just to be an old lady. You know, like a trick. So he shoot an old lady. But yeah.
I should have done that. I should have just had it been like an old lady.
Yeah.
Like the assassin was actually in another room or something like that.
See, and that would have threw me a curveball.
Well, I thought about that, and then I thought, no, that'd be too cheesy.
Cheesy can be fun.
Yeah.
It can. Well, there was some cheese today, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But we got a new enemy, a noble enemy. That is the worst kind of enemy.
That's true. A rich, noble enemy.
Because we need to go to a cafe.
Well, because you went to a cafe looking like a bunch of bums.
Hey.
Well, that's all right.
You're not a bum if you walk in a fucking blade mail. It's more than suits. Just saying, it's more expensive.
Yeah, it is. That's true.
And my spear made out of silver. So shut up, man.
Well, see, I think what you ought to do is become friends with this guy, and then like invite him to Mother's and see what happens, or something like that.
Become friends with him and work for him as his bodyguard.
Yeah, you can secretly hate him still. I got to make sure to write his name down on a sheet.
Pussy. Pussy.
He may be a pussy, but his name is Poussey.
Fiore Le Poussey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to make sure.
Call him pussy all the way now. He never changed that. Oh, that's so funny. I have
him and his friend.
Flower of the pussy.
Yeah.
Fellow the
I hadn't thought of that. I just gave him the name after an old Italian fencing master, but yeah, that is what it means. I hadn't thought of that. But okay, well, for anyone watching present, well, there's nobody watching present, but for those watching in the future, thank you for paying attention to our annex today, and hope you enjoyed watching. And does anybody want to say anything before we go?
Yeah, just want to thank everybody in the Unnamed Adventures group. First of all, that's been sticking with us. We've got a fair group of members, and really want to say thank you for all those that are able to participate when they can. So that's always appreciated. But being a member doesn't mean that you have to participate all the time, and it doesn't mean you don't have a voice within the guild. So just want to put that on out there. So when there's polls or questions or things like that, you're more than welcome to participate.
Okay. And I will give out a reminder that we now have evidence of a Tiamat faction within the city.
Yeah.
Oh,
and yeah. And with that, I will say adios, everybody, and thank you for watching.